Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be watching a crown installation on a vehicle. It's my buddy Dave. He's doing his 2018 Ram with the Cummins. She's a big girl. This is actually the biggest truck we've ever had on the lift, being a crew cab long bed. The lift is just rated for what this thing weighs. So you can see the arms are a little bit bent, whatever, but hey, it's made for it. Right now he's got the wand, so he's filling all the inside of the rockers and the frame rails. So the first thing we like to do is get inside of all these cavities first. It does take a little bit of time, but you got to realize every part of these trucks, right, have internal areas that you want to get in ideally for maximum protection. Now, I'll be honest with you, if you just spray the outside, it will work and it will do a pretty good job still, and just kind of take your gun nozzle and spray inside here. But you definitely don't want to only do that ideally. You'd rather use the wand. And so he's going to keep cranking on that, and then we'll get some more video once he is doing the rest of the outside of the frame. But it's pretty straightforward. You're just kind of getting the wand in there. You can see he's just jamming it in and out. It's not too complicated until you've got good coverage. And you can see how much crown is still on this thing from previous years. The entire underneath of that should be white and it's all black, which is good. That's what you want.
That's also after a quick little pressure wash too.
Yeah. So unless you use hot water and soap, this stuff really doesn't come off too easily, which is what you want. You don't want it to come off too easily. But you can clean it off if you have to like work on something or whatever. But this thing's got 130,000 on it.
Yep.
Northeastern truck, New York State Thruway driven for a lot of its life. All the interstates. He lives in New Hampshire now, but I mean, it's clean as anything, really. I'd say it's as clean as the Southern truck would be with this mileage. The rockers are in perfect shape.
Cleaner than a new Chevy on the dealer lot.
Cleaner than a new Chevy on the dealer lot. I 100% agree with that. These Rams actually have a lot better corrosion protection from the factory than they ever used to. But hey, anything you can do to aid that. A little bit of wear on the frame here. Not bad at all. The hitch has seen a little bit of better days. I could use a repowder coat, but the hitch is in super nice shape. Guys, it takes a little bit of effort, but if you can take care of the truck and do the undercoating, it will pay off in spades in the long run. Original shocks, barely rusty. In 130,000 miles, you could rot a set of shocks off in the Northeast. It's very easy to have happen. So, looking good so far. Moved on to the regular spray head, and he basically just hosing down anywhere he can see. You really can drop your spare tire if you want. It's a little bit better if you do that, but honestly, if you just hose a bunch of crown over it, it works pretty good. Drop the spare tire once or twice maybe when you first do it, but other than that, you're pretty much fine. He's got these mounts for his truck bed campers. They're steel, so they get a little bit rusty, but they're holding up fine. Everything's looking pretty good, and this part of the process is definitely messier. You really should wear a mask. You will get a nasty headache if you breathe this stuff in too much. Don't ask me how I know. So I finally started smartening up and wearing a mask. But basically what you're looking for is, I'm gonna find a spot he's done already. But nice wet coverage like that. You got that, you're doing good. Also, see how much fog and mist there is in the air? The nice thing is, you're inadvertently coating the entire thing, including the outside a little bit, because it just fogs and mists so well that even if you do miss a spot, you've at least got a little bit of overspray on it, which every little bit helps. That's like a nice kind of protection method, or insurance, if you will. Yeah, you can see how he hit the hitch, nice and coated there. Additionally, since you're doing this once a year, if you miss a spot, 1 year, then you cover it the next year, in totality, right, you're getting good coverage over the lifespan of the vehicle. And again, like we said, it shows on this thing. He's never crowned this on a lift before, even. He's always done it on his back, which is arguably a little bit harder to get good coverage, and yet it still looks like this. So, key areas I want to mention. These cross members for the bed are easy to forget, but if they rot out and they're pretty thin metal, Of course, your bed will wind up sinking, and that's a bit of a problem. So you want to really make sure you get the wand in there and hit those good. Also, obviously your rockers, the insides of your doors, which will show, and again, any of the internals of these crossover supports and body mounts are good to hit. The crown actually helps protect the rubber as well. And you want to be careful, like up in spots like this, you really want to hit in here, because if this rots out, it's like you're going to be trying to cut metal out on the body of your truck to get it to where the cab's not falling out. So like these real key areas you want to make sure you hit. He already did all inside the rockers and that sort of thing. So yeah. Again, none of the face of this has been hit yet. Another key area, all of these transmission lines. Any of these little metal lines like this, that's a brake line, but you can see the transmission line somewhere up into this mess. I actually can't see them right now, but the cooler lines, those are important to hit. You know, stuff like that. Those aluminum, anything aluminum, believe it or not, these can corrode and rot out. You want to hit those. It's just all that kind of stuff. So depending on how dedicated you are, you can go full, I want this truck to last forever mode and spray the bottom of like the outside of the body. I'm a big fan of it personally. You know, it depends on how much you care. You can also midwinter take a can and just hit some of these outer parts. They obviously take a beating with snow and salt, so it can't hurt to do. But you can see we've got pretty good coverage on here now, and yeah, everything's looking pretty darn good. You'll notice when you're doing this, like this area was definitely hit, but because there's some dirt on it, it absorbs in. So don't go too crazy going back over and over and over areas you already did. The stuff's there, it's doing its job. You just might not see it. But yeah, we got really good coverage and everything. So he's finishing up and we'll get this thing down off the lift. Also, for those wondering, spraying over the paint won't hurt the paint. Obviously, come springtime, you gotta aggressively wash it off if you don't want it to be on there and, you know, kind of collect dirt like this. But yeah, it won't do anything bad to it. It'll be perfectly fine. I've done it for years and never had an issue. I'm just gonna show you on my truck here quick, because I got good lighting for it. You can see all that fogginess, and that's the crown just kind of dust collecting on the paint, which again, won't hurt the paint, but it just goes to show you how much this stuff kind of creeps and crawls around and covers things. And I just wanna show you the cans. You can do a lot of this stuff with the can, you know, so you can spray in different crevices and then, you know, hit like surfaces with the can. It's a little bit less of a good diverted spray, but it does work fine and it will do the job mostly. I really recommend for the bulk of the work to use the actual spray gun, but like I said, you can totally do this and you're fine. So it's an option. Lastly, you just want to make sure, you know, pop some of these rubber grommets out, spray in there with the wand. You want to hit all your doors. I like to hit the hinges and I'll hit the latch. And then you're basically good to go. So we're gonna end it there. As always, guys, thanks for watching. God bless America, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.